Tell me what. Are we live? I don't think we're live. Let us know if we're live, guys. Are we actually live?
You're live. You're live and you're streaming. You're streaming like both of us.
Oh, we're live. Yeah. All right, guys. Tell me what. Why can I hear myself? I don't think we're live. Okay.
Yeah, you're live. You are streaming literally the two of us.
All right, guys, we're live. Interesting one. I don't know if this is going to work. Parker, you're not live on your side, but that's fine. Apparently, play the video.
Yeah. Turn it up. Money don't sleep. We do it different.
You're streaming. I just see.
Yeah. Fast car, money move, wrist froze, on chain too. Bad ones in the pool. Why the capital circulate? We don't lose. Late nights, liquidity, private keys, security, light good, yo steady. Money working when she next to me. Pull up clean, city glow. Enjoy her portfolio.
Okay,
she
so
like
guys,
vibes. I like.
Parker made us. If it happens, it happens. Here we go. Can they hear the audio? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, fast car, money move, wrist froze, on chain too. Bad ones in the pool, why the capital circulate? We don't lose. Late nights, liquidity.
Can you make it full screen? Why is it only half screen?
Money working when she next to me. Clean, city glow. Enjoy her portfolio. She like vibes. I like.
Parker made us. If it happens, it happens. Here we go. Can they hear the audio?
In the cool, why the capital circulate? We don't lose. Late nights, liquidity, private keys, security, life good, you're steady.
Mark's fucked it. Retention. Okay, we're going to talk about how somebody can make $2,500. Okay, in DeFi liquidity pools. Maybe Parker can have a better way of sending that because that was an absolute disaster. But apparently Parker made a song about DeFi liquidity pools, and he put a lot of time and effort into this fucking song and AI because maybe you have too much time, Parker. Is that because you're making too much money with liquidity pools?
Yeah, 7 hours. 7 hours in that.
Okay. Let's talk about how somebody... This is so scuffed. Let's talk about how somebody can make $2,500 with liquidity pools. Okay, let's actually lock in now because there's a lot of people out there, and we've had a lot of new members join our group that are starting to do that with portfolios that they already have.
I have no audio. And there we go.
I'm going home, bro. This is fucking trash.
There we go. We're back. We're back.
The
streams can never go well. It can never go well.
It's just way better when I do it by myself because I'm in full control. Like, you're never locked in. I don't know what I'm showing. We're trying to show normal guys that have a 2.5K fucking income problem how they can do that with their portfolios. Okay. Let's fucking lock in here because I'm sick and tired of wasting time. Okay. We need to start thinking fucking seriously for the guys out there that have 30K, 40K backs, right? There's a lot of guys out there that would like to do that. Okay. So can we lock in, Parker? Please.
Let's do it, man.
Okay. So let's talk about step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But Mark, if you don't show my screen here, don't show my screen, and he shows it. I want to share an analogy, okay, Parker? And I would like for you to, guys at home, to start thinking about it. It's going to be very long, right? But I want you guys to start understanding that this is how really, can we turn my audio down? I can hear myself so loud, Mark. How anything in life works, right? Parker, have you heard about the story on the many-sided die? Have you heard about this?
No, I'm not.
We're sure. Okay, that's way too quiet. And it's the concept that I've always loved, and throughout many struggles have kept me in the game, right? So, Mark, can you turn it up? Jesus Christ. Yeah, up, please, bro. I can't hear anything now. Just in between. This is such a scuff. I can't hear anything, Mark. It's too quiet. Put it back to normal, please. Can we just show both screens? Everything is not locked. I'm going home. This is scuffed, bro. Let's stick to the home streams. Okay. Can we turn it up again, Mark? I can't hear. Okay, so I want you guys to think about, imagine playing, that's perfect. Don't turn it any higher, that's perfect. Okay, do you know what die is or dice is? Anybody don't know what die or dice is? Do you guys know what this is? What is the die?
Of course.
What is it?
6 sides.
Okay, 6 sides. So
Game of chance.
I want us to, exactly, and this is the most important thing, right? Before we get into the question of this title here, how to make a 2.5K for roller. We've had our fun in the stream, we're going to lock in, right? I want you to think about, guys at home, in life, you have a dice or a die that has 20 sides, okay? And then I want you to think about somebody else, this is real now, that has a 200, okay, sided die. I think a die only has like 6 sides, right? It doesn't really fucking matter, okay? On each of this die, okay, one side is green, okay? You with me? And the rest are red, okay? So you have a 20 die, green, and the rest is red, and a 200 one. And the point of the game is simple. What's the point, Parker? What do you do with it?
Hit that
you
green.
roll.
Hit the green.
You roll
till you win.
Okay? And you want to roll as many times green as you can. And I promise this is going to make so much more sense. Okay? It's very simple. You can't see how many, obviously, sides you have. You can only see if you roll red or green. If you roll green, one of your red sides turn green, and then you get to roll again. If you roll red, think about red as in like an L, an L, an L, an L. You go to the gym, you're not seeing results, you start a liquidity pool, you go to range, you invest in a coin, it goes down, right? Okay? Nothing happens and you get to roll again. Now the game ends when you stop rolling. And if you stop rolling, you lose. What do most people do in cryptocurrency?
Hit red, lose, call it a scam, and leave.
Perfect that you said that. I thought you were going to try and say something funny. That's what most people do. Most people had big green rolls in 21 and 2022 came and they gave up. It was a scam, right? So here's the game. You roll, and guess what? You roll red, right? You pick up the die and you roll again. Others might roll green. You pick up your die and you roll again. When you roll green, you pick up the die and guess what? You roll again. You keep telling yourself one thing though, and this is maybe a testament to you, Parker. I've seen your struggle with maybe YouTube, right? How many reds did you have on YouTube until you got a green and a green and a green, right? Would you say it got easier or difficult?
Hundreds of videos.
Hundreds of videos, and we fucking don't want to go back to those starts. Jesus Christ. When you roll a green once in a while, it's quite a nice feeling, right? That could be a good pull, a good coin, maybe a sale. For me, when I take this back to dropshipping, it was like my first online sale. Somebody went and clicked an ad. They clicked purchase. You know, my guy run the studio here, Mark, he's going to have the same thing when he launches his own e-com store, right? That first purchase is a very pivotal part, right? Because you might make a sale and then not make a sale for the next 3-4 weeks, right? But anyways, more red sides turn green. Green sides show more often. With enough rolls, hitting green becomes the rule rather than an exception. Maybe you have a friend, right? We've all got a friend that looks at maybe crypto, okay? And maybe he starts to roll a few times and he hits red each time. He sees maybe a green that you rolled and you complain, right? Or he complains. He thinks that maybe the die with fewer sides is the only way you can have a roll of green before me, right? Although you did because you started at the same place, but you just rolled many more times, right? So which is it? He rolls a few more times in frustration and finally hits green, blah, blah, blah. But you start to hit a green winning streak. You start to have pulls that start to pay off. You start to grow up your income with your bags, etc. And it becomes easier, right? Everybody knows that feeling. When you get into the gym, it's more about momentum. You start going again, you start going again. But if you have a red streak, it's hard to get back in the winning streak, okay? So who has the die with 20 sides? And who had the die with 200 sides? Do you know?
I'd say the die with 20 sides is usually crypto. The die with less sides, because crypto is skewed in our favor. The dollar's for sure going to lose.
The point is, if you get the game, you see that once you roll enough times, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter, right? It literally doesn't fucking matter. Okay? The die with the fewer sides might roll green sooner. The die with the red sides or the other sides might roll green later. But any die with the green side always has a chance of rolling green. And that's the point. You have a chance. Okay? Everybody hits a winning streak with fucking meme coins. How easy was it back in 2021 when you could go and buy fucking every single coin? And now all those guys got wrecked, right? Do you understand? A few begin playing early, other begins playing later. Basically, what I'm trying to say here, the goal is to keep playing, okay? It doesn't matter how many fucking times it takes you. It gets easier and easier and easier and easier. Alex Chekhov, we'll see you in 1 week and a bit, bro. That's your boy, bro. Perfect story to him, right? He lives in a 9K a month penthouse from just posting Instagram shit. Do you understand? Oh, he's
Dude, he's
so
rubbing it out,
shit,
man.
bro. He's so.
Oh, I don't know when you want me to talk, bro. You're so lost.
The point of what I'm trying to say is, before we get
I'm
into this
watching the
video,
delayed
the actual strategy is you guys need to understand. Oh, we should have Zoom called this. We did this last time. I don't know why we didn't do that. That was dumb. Alex, you, me, people that have winning success with crypto, anything in life, they've rolled the dice, okay, or the die, okay, because you could have a 200,000 fucking side die, and it doesn't really matter. The more you play the game, the more booby traps you find. In this case, the better pools, the better coins, etc., etc. You start to see, you know, good things and bad things. As we've scaled up our 10K fast track, we know what a good sales guy looks like and what a bad sales guy looks like. Would you say? Like, we know that. We know what somebody is
definitely
about the game compared to somebody that's not about the game.
100%. When they know the product
Okay.
inside and out and they love it. Eat, breathe,
We
sleep,
know
bro.
we know as we sign up more members, we have 140 right now. We know what a good client is going to be, and we know what I don't want to say a bad client is going to be, but we know like the struggles that person might have to go through. I have had that hoodie for more than 1 year, actually. Thank you for your comment. More than 1 year. I refuse to buy a new one. Okay, let's lock in. Mark, can we share screen? Okay, can we make it full screen, or is that max? Okay, that's my set. What a good stream, boys. Parker, 2.5K a month portfolio. What are we trying to do?
Chat's saying the mic's kind of fucked up. But 2.5K portfolio, 2.5K income, cash flow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when you start to replace your actual income, your job. We were talking on an onboarding call this morning, talking with a guy. His goal was to make his first like $3,000 or $4,000 in cash flow off his portfolio. And he wasn't so much thinking just to quit his job, but more so he could start his own company doing the same thing, be more passionate about it, do exactly what he wants to do. And it just gives you a little more. What's wrong? What's wrong with the headphones?
Nothing.
I'm
It's not
watching
you.
delayed stream.
You're good.
Oh,
You're
okay.
good. Just lock in.
Yeah, it just gives you can focus on the purpose instead of survival. So for him, he's skilled in plumbing. Like that's his thing. That's his jam. That's literally his profession. He's so good at it. But he doesn't have to do it for somebody else anymore because his income has been replaced. He can now take the risk to go out and start his own company. So it's just that is the level of freedom. Once you start getting enough cash flow to really supplement your income, that's the thing. It's not meant to 100% replace it. It's meant to supplement it. That way you can focus on doing what you need or want to do. It just supplements the income. Same way you need to get protein through food, but the supplements are there to help you get an extra 30, 60 grams a day so you can fucking get big, strong, and box in the ring. There's the analogy.
It's not working. What happened to your protein? You getting fed something else? It's not working, bro.
Bro, you're on something different than protein. You're on that super protein, bro.
Okay, let's talk about the 4 points to hammer home. If we can share screen here. So the goal, what we're trying to do is hit this 2.5K a month in income, right? We've just had some guys comment there, how to make 10K to start, etc. Joe from Brazil, how are you doing? I'm doing good, right? Let's actually break this down, right? Because that intro was absolute scuffed, but we're going to fix it, right? The whole goal for most people is to get more income, right? Because a lot of people don't want to kind of live this kind of lifestyle with a mundane job, right? You kind of have options. You can work in this job forever and realize it's not going to save you. You can start a business, or you can use this income to build up a cryptocurrency bag, which is fine. But what do you do after that, right? Because if we're trying to get income, we talked about this so many times, that cryptocurrency bag is not going to produce you income unless you want to sell. And then when you sell, guess what? you're out the game. Then you need to get back in the game. Parker, we just spoke to somebody, right, that was doing plumbing job. We literally just spoke to this guy, and his goal was, I think, like 200K, and then to take that back out. But what's the problem if he takes that back out?
What's next?
What's next? He has to get back in the game, or it's back to that plumbing job, right? So for most of you guys that have 20, 30, 40K portfolios, we're not telling you to leave the job right now, but we're telling you that you can be stacking more coins without having to take that income from the job and stack coins. Okay? There's a big fucking difference when that starts to happen, because you're going to get there way faster. It's not just a 2x multiplier. It can sometimes be a 4 to 5x multiplier when you do the maths. You get there a lot faster. Okay? And you get to do it in assets that you already like. We don't need to tell you what assets to buy, right? That's the beautiful thing about this like kind of stream that we do. We just tell you how to monetize it, right? We can show you places to go, and you choose the risk with the assets. We don't need to take any risk. You chose those coins for a reason, okay? What are most people's goals? Parker, what are your goals for pools?
Supplement my income. Give me time and location freedom. Just give me the ability not to be in that survival mode, but to do exactly what it is I need or want to do.
Yeah, freedom's been one of the things that you can do. If we can share screen, please, Mark. You're not locked in. Freedom's been one of the best things for me, right? You can, once you make this 2.5K, we spoke to a lot of guys when we do Sunday streams. A lot of guys, for like it or for hate it, they want to, go to Thailand, right? For whatever reason. I guess we've kind of influenced that a lot. But, you could do that, right? But a lot of people, this is exactly what I'm searching for. A lot of people want to get their assets working, right? And maybe they want to buy more coins using the portfolio they have. This is the kind of game changer, right? Because once you have that, you are already taking the bets on your assets, okay? You put them in pools that you like. We don't have to tell you what, like, for example, here, Zora funded by Kyle. He had Zora, he had Ethereum, he rotated other coins, and he stacked more Zora. I think, how much has he stacked? A lot of Zora.
Yeah, he's risk-free now, I think, completely on the position.
And that's a nice place to be. So if Zora does shit, because he's risk-free, he has a risk-free bet. If Zora does well, he's used his initial Zora to buy more Zora. So it just depends what you want and what kind of stage at your life, right? Are you trying to stack cash to live the Thailand lifestyle, to quit your job in the UK or USA, whatever? Or are you trying to stack assets? Or if you have a big enough bag, you could do both, right? Like your client, Grant. He does fucking both.
Answer in chat, bro. That's not really a lead-in. That's just a cliffhanger. I thought you were gonna keep going, bro. You guys set me up with a lead-in. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say yeah.
These streams are so scuffed. Okay, so the point is, if you liked Bitcoin, like here's the thing. We talked about this last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, I think Bitcoin went up like $5,000, and like the day or so before, we didn't even know, right? I don't even know what it's at right now. Can anybody tell me? Let's have a look. It's back at 90. Wow. So look what happened in the last 1 week. Big kind of liquidations probably. Last 1 month, you had the pump. We're back down. Have you noticed that, Parker? There's a lead in for you. Have you noticed that?
I was just talking about that in chat. I said I didn't really notice the pump, so I didn't notice the retracement either.
And this is a nice place to be, because 2021, Jake, was, oh, okay, the assets went up. Look how much I've made on paper, but I'm not going to sell anyways. But I kind of want to sell, but I don't want to sell because I don't want to get out of the game. Caveat to that is, the assets went down. Should I sell? Oh, I'm a little bit scared. Well, let's think about it differently. Okay, if you like Bitcoin at 90K, you get to stack it right now for 125 if it goes there. Okay, if it goes beyond there, that's the point. Because right now your Bitcoin's just sitting there doing nothing, right? If you look at the average traditional, like Parker, do you know London? Have you ever been to London, for example?
I have not, but that's in the books for next year, I think, or late this year.
Okay, sure. Think of like the main city, like London, for example. If you just look at like any street in London, you'll see massive hotels, right? Hundreds of millions, billions of dollars maybe in fucking infrastructure in a hotel. Somebody fucking owns that, okay? And then you go down the next street, there's another 100 million, there's 50 million. Like, some people own this stuff, right? But they don't just sit on this massive piece of bricks and not get income, right? That would be dumb, because how would you live, right? There's people in there getting rent, paying the guy rent. And that's the thing with cryptocurrency, right? If you have 1,000 Bitcoin, well, how do you get income off that? You need to sell. But eventually you're going to sell it all, because your lifestyle is going to go crazy. You're not getting income. So what we're trying to do to you guys is to get income out of the bags you already have. Okay, if you like Ethereum at 3K, you stack it now for when it goes back to 5. Solana 140, you stack it from it goes 250. But it's all about breaking free and getting income, right? Here's another guy, Jack. Remember Jack?
Oh yeah, from Australia.
Oh, yes. So Jack's
There's a bit of a delay. You know what I'm
There's a
saying?
bit of a delay.
Like it takes me a half second.
Was a 3-man sauna. Okay, I don't know why that this guy wanted a 3-man sauna, but that was his goal, right? And he bought the 3-man sauna and made $6,000 in 5 weeks plus stacked more Solana, right? So there's kind of 3 to 4 ways you can play this. You stack more coins you like. Do you stack cash, or do you do both? Or do you just buy something else, right? There's no right or wrong answer. We tell all of our onboarding guys that join our group, and again, we're giving you this for free as it is. You guys can decide once you start monetizing your portfolios, if and when you just decide to do so, what you want to do with the money. Maybe you just want to take 20 hours off your weekly work hour. That would be nice, wouldn't it? You have all this free time, so maybe you can put that free time into something you like. It's up to you at the end of the day, to be honest. Stress-free. We talk about Grant all the time, okay? He is a big boy in our group. Massive, massive portfolio. Done super, super well in orthodontist work, had a bunch of real estate. But he wanted back his time. So his goal was to stack more Bitcoin and just live for free. And he's making so much money right now just because he's done the work in the real world. But he didn't start like this, right? It takes time and effort in the real work to build up a portfolio, because we're not promoting some fucking meme coin trade or whatever. You guys have to have portfolios to do this. And if you don't, well, it's about time you put some work in the real world, or nothing's going to happen, right? Once you build enough bag, okay, that's when you can get to the kind of stress-free life. But if you don't have the bag that you want right now, stress can be good. Take massive, massive stress to build up that portfolio, work in extra hours, whatever you can. And then you can take the foot off the gas if and when you decide to do so. Okay, we've done this 140 times. And here's the kicker of this video, 2.5K a month. One of our new guys called Jesse, interesting guy, has 2 pools, and he's up to 2.5, 2.6K per month with 20K. So most of you guys, I'm not saying to copy these pools. That's not what we were saying at all. You probably have a portfolio that you like. These were ones that he held, and he's just in 2 pools, and that's him. He's making that 2.5K with his pools. Is he stacking cash? Is he invested in more coins? That's up to him. You guys can do this, and most of you guys are sitting on, coins, portfolios of this value where you can type in VFAT, you can type in Orica, we'll give you all for free, and you can go and do this right now. Like, you can't really lose if you know what you're doing. Every other way, there's a big chance to loss. HODL way, you lose because you have to sell, and then what do? Because you're back in the real world, okay? You want to think about money coming in, and it's unlimited at that point, okay? Our goal is to get most of our members to 10K per month. I don't know what, Parker, we need to have something where we know the average. What do you think the average is? Because we've got guys like Grant way past this, but we've got guys with smaller ports that are on the come up. I would like to know the average. We need to do like a
lot of people around that 30 to 50K portfolio size plus. I mean, like a ways up there. Chat's asking right now. They're saying, give us a target zone. Like 10K portfolio means that you make $700 a month. 50K, 3K a month, something like that. And that's a lot of what these videos have been. These live streams, at least, Jake's been really hammering on those like 30K, 50K portfolios, trying to hit that 3 to 5K a month, just normal average salary range. So that 30 to 50K zone, that's what we've been saying is where you start to really replace that income that you have. Definitely. 50K working capital, 3K, like you said, easily up to 5K, I would say at times. So, but yeah, like you said, don't be expecting the 5K all the time. Be happy with 3K. That'd be awesome.
Yep. Okay, cool. Don't be a Jeffrey. I agree. A lot of questions. We'll get to questions at the end. Okay. No chat right now. We want to finish the presentation and then questions come. Parker, you're too locked in chat, which we appreciate, right? But what we need to start doing now is think about this income lane, okay? So the first lane is liquidity pools, because that's where most of the cash flow comes from. Again, you've got to understand that when you're doing liquidity pools, okay, typically what we would recommend, you don't have to do this, but 2 assets that you have in your portfolio, okay? And what happens is people trade through that pool, and every time you trade or they trade, you collect a fee. You're basically, as Parker, you would say, I think you call this like the merchant or the shop of the market. Every time somebody comes in shop, you're getting a fee, right? And you don't care if they win or lose. Like, you have no fucks given. Maybe you'd like them to win for your, security or whatever, but like, you get paid for the traffic, okay? When we talk about this all the time with Coinbase, they made 7.6 billion in 2025. There's a reason why they did that. They don't care if you buy, what you sell, whatever. They care about how many times you're swapping, you're buying, or you're selling. There's a reason why they probably, if you guys have Coinbase notifications, send you last week when Bitcoin pumped up $5,000, and they probably had a notification, you've probably seen it on your phone saying Bitcoins went up. They want you to go and buy or sell. They don't give a fuck what you do. They want fees, right? Orca pools, again, we talked about this as well. Yesterday, $60,000 in one pool was made from guys like here. So you want to start thinking, how can you get your piece of the pie, right? VFAT, 9 top pools made over $1 million in weekly rewards. Why aren't you getting your cut? Why aren't they getting their cut backer? What is the breaking point for somebody to go through that you think it is? Is it the question of, I've seen this question so many times, what are the risks with pools? And we'll get to that. But do you think that's the main, like what, chat, you're here right now. I know there's 20-second delay. What is the breaking point for you guys that's stopping you? Is it the risks? Is it the ranges? Is it, you think it's a scam? Is it the wallets? What do you think it is?
It's just scary and a lot to learn to get on chain, I think.
Okay. It was also probably scary the first time you bought Bitcoin with your credit card on Coinbase. That was probably scary.
Scary the first time you sent it to a wallet. A lot of people probably haven't done that.
Yeah. You got to start thinking about it, man, because scared money don't make money. But really, what we teach you, and again, you guys do what you want, we don't tell you what coins to buy. You guys have the coins. All you need to do is just pull up and go on VFAT. If VFAT's what you want to do, you type in your assets. If it's there, you might as well, because you've already taken risks on it anyways. There's nothing you can really lose, which is a nice place to be. Here's the big rule. This is a big one, because this is going to stop you messing up. In the bull run, you know, I'm not trying to do a bunch of crypto to stablecoin pools, because if the coin pumps, you get, you know, sold out to stablecoins. That's all you missed. What you probably want to do is find 2 assets you like. A lot of people like Ethereum, XRP, Parker. What stablecoin, or not, what asset to asset pools are most people running that you kind of like as well? I think you're running.
I mean, I was just talking in chat, like still running Suite of Bitcoin, doesn't pay very well. ETH paired with anything, Sol paired with a lot of things, AVAX pairings. I mean, it just depends on what you want, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that just goes down to you pulling up your portfolios right now and just coming on VFAT, doing a little bit of homework, and just saying, what can I pair? I'm putting $50, putting $100, and is it paying what it says it's going to pay? And once you get to that point, it's kind of like you can breathe a little bit, right? It's nice when you're getting more assets that you want, and even if you're selling them when you sleep, right? Because even if you're making $8 an hour, let's just say, well, I don't know what the average wage is per hour, but back in my day, it was like £6-7 for like stacking shelves. Even if you're just making that per day, well, you're not clocking in for an 8-hour shift. This is paying you 24/7 and assets you like. So every time you go to the gym, every time you go to the shop, like you get a little, it's like a nice feeling. That's usually the first feeling people notice. It's like, oh, I just went out to the gym for an hour. I made £8. If you're starting with a small portfolio, it'd be nice. How many times you need to do that in a month, in a year, etc. It starts to add up. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Cool. Let's talk about how you find the pools. Simple process. Pick the chains you actually use. Pick the coins you actually lose. Filter by coins you already hold. This is the big one, right? Open your portfolio and just look. Okay, there's 73 guys. Look at your portfolio. Go on VFAT if that's one of the main ones you want to use. Look at pools with real money in them, a decent TVL, and then just look at recent data and not hype days, because you want to get the sum average of APR. Okay, here's the flywheel. Pools generate fees daily. Okay, you take those fees if you want, and you build bigger long-term positions in the coins you want. Okay. So if a pool, or even if a pool caps at some upside short term, the income is still helping you stack more coins at the time. Or the caveat is most of you guys just want income, e.g. the dollar value, which could be good, could be bad, whatever. Depends where you think the market's going to go in 2026. You can just take the cash and you can have a stress-filled life. Ideally, you do both, but that is how you get to 2.5K per month using a 20, 30, less yield, 40K bag. Most of you guys probably have that.
The way I see it, you can choose to be a Michael Saylor, and you're going to wish you were in Bitcoin a lot earlier, or you can choose to be a Brian Armstrong or a Robinhood CEO or whoever you may want to be and choose to get rich no matter what happens next, because you are just entertaining the masses. You're hosting the Coliseum for all the gladiators to just, you know, gamble their lives away, maybe become rich and famous and buy their freedom. But it doesn't matter because you're selling tickets to the Coliseum, and that's the game.
All right, let's answer funny questions, serious questions, and questions that are going to help. We'll do all three. Teach me how to make some money. I have 10K to start. We already told you. This is exactly what I'm searching for. GG. Looking to spend my time how I want to. Amazing. Should I buy a load of HBAR? Is it a shopping spree? Okay, here's an interesting question, Parker. I don't know about you, but like when somebody tells you to buy Xcoin, although I'm the biggest advocate of HBAR since 2020, like what do you think about that question? Because to me, it seems like the person's kind of missing the point here. If it was me and what we've just went over, what do you think about that? I can give you the answer.
I'm trying to.
What I would do.
Where is it at? I'm looking for it in chat.
It's on screen. Should I buy a load of HBAR? So just replace HBAR with any single coin, right? Is it a shopping spree, or you reckon I should hold a touch higher?
I mean, if you actually like the asset, does it matter? Like, start to get exposed, and then we're teaching you how to monetize. So, like, you need to get some exposure now, and then monetize and buy more on the dip. Because if you don't buy it now and it pumps, you're gonna fumble the top. It's worse. Or if you buy some now, you'll be happy you did, and you can always DCA down later. Like, you don't have to lump sum your whole portfolio into something. Just start to get in, and you reduce your risk over time. When you first get in crypto, like even the first year or two, your portfolio is like fucking all over the fucking place because you're first getting your entries, but then it starts to smooth out and your performance, just the equity curve gets better over time. But you got to get started, and that's the dangers. When you first start crypto, you take on too much risk, you're buying FOMO at bad times. That's when people get liquidated and they get fucked up. Crypto's a scam when they leave. But if you can make it through that first year or two and play things right, just smooth and wait for that equity curve, then you end up making it in crypto.
And what's interesting about that is that kind of die and dice story I told you at the start. I knew it would come in relative. I knew you would kind of set me up there. You know, it's kind of relative. That kind of gay ass story I told you at the start is like you have to keep going on, right? There's no magic entry you can get on a coin on HBAR, right? I remember spending $40,000 worth of 14 cents. That was a terrible entry. I thought it was the best entry of my life. Then we went down to 3 cents. There's no magical entry that you can get on these coins. It's, are you going to show up every single day and DCA when you can? Plus the caveat, what we're showing you today, can you DCA for free with these pools? And honestly, if you like the coin regardless, you can't really lose. That's the whole goal here. You get to control how much you're decent in the coin you like.
Yeah. No added risk, but with the asset selection, you definitely want your dice to have as many sides green as possible. I'm not rolling a 1 green dice. I'm not gambling my net worth on 1 green. I'm looking for the 4 green sided dice. I'm looking for the ones that I am likely, the edge is on my side. If you're not playing that, then I think you are just gambling.
Yep, but we don't want to tell you what
I'm
coins
running
to
my
buy.
Portfolio.
Yeah. Again, we all have our favorite
The way I
coins.
run my portfolio, it's 5 green sides and 1 red.
What's the red?
I don't know, FTX collapse.
What's the biggest loss you've had? Would you get burned in that? You've never told me that story. I never knew you were in FTX.
No, I wasn't. No, I'm not. I'm just saying like that, like Black Swan event is my red side.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, let's go some more. Where's Parker based? You want to disclose that?
US.
Cute. Just got in at 3 cents. It's a huge gauge. 11 cents is a good entry. Yeah, again, like what he just said there about HBAR, replace HBAR for every single coin. It really doesn't fucking matter. If you like the coin and you have cash and you DCA, you're going to get the average price, right? It honestly doesn't matter. If you can plug something else at DeFi flywheel, like you're going to be good, in my opinion. Now, again, you should diversify. Is HBAR going to win long term? Well, I think so, but I just don't have HBAR in my full portfolio. If I did, I'd be very scared, right? Even if I was using HBAR to use liquidity pools, which is hard to monetize, but like even still, it's not Bitcoin. It's not guaranteed to win. It's just one of my altcoins that I'm heavy in, right? So I would never ever be in one altcoin, but if it pays off, it pays off. Is dropshipping dead? I mean, Studio Guy's basically not dropshipping, but I would say, is ecom dead? Okay, let's talk about that. We're not really here to talk about ecom, but you got to think about it. You're basically saying, is any online store dead? That's what you're saying, bro. And that's fine to say that, but the people that told me that in 2020, when I made hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, they said it was dead. That was the best. That was a gold rush, right? Everything went online. So you're basically asking yourself that, is somebody going to not go online and buy something with their credit card? That's what you're saying. So it is what it is, but you have to understand like the real game behind like ecom. Ecom is going up. Like, we're not here to talk about ecom, but that's why I made my initial piece of money from. Marketing, VAs, email people, it's a whole fucking business. Okay, I think you're still talking about buying something from China at fucking $1, selling it for $20, and giving the customer a 7-week delivery time. I would say that's probably going to be dead, or it's going to be a very hard business model to run, because in 2026, nobody's going to wait 7 weeks for your shitty Chinese product, in my opinion, right? You have to think about branding a product, running good ads, having a healthy margin, and it's a whole fucking business model. Dropshipping, I would say, is a totally different thing. Okay, totally different, because Amazon are giving your stuff in the next day now. Okay, how are you going to compete with Amazon? You have to build a brand. Okay, but take a bet, but I would not buy stuff off AliExpress and try and drop ship it to the UK. It can be very, very painful. Okay, Can you come up with a strategy to get this 30 to 50K? I don't know how I'm supposed to get this type of money. You talking about with a 30K to 50K portfolio, or are you talking about how to make 30 to 50K? Parker, you got any insight on that? I'm not really understanding the question.
Can you restate that one more time?
Can you come up with a strategy to get to this 30 to 50K dollars? I don't know how I'm going to make this type of money.
What are you at? Like, it's like the more specific your question can be, the more value I can give, because you got to be specific. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a vague answer too. Like, work harder.
If you mean trying to make 3 to 5K off a 30 to 50K portfolio, well, you go and VFAC and find assets you like. That's easy, right? If you're talking about how to make $30,000 to $50,000, it's fucking going to require hard work. Go back to the dice story. Okay, you have to keep going. It could be a business, it could be a job, it could be fucking anything. Like, you just got to get. It could be robbing. It could be robbing a bank. I don't care what you do. Just get yourself some money, because you need to get the money to even get started in crypto, or you're never going to get started, right? It could be you won the fucking scratch card. It doesn't fucking matter, but there's no right. Everybody on this chat, 81 people, have probably had some sort of a different way to make money. It's probably been a job, but you need to get the money to get in the game, right? You're not going to pull up and just be spawned with $30,000 to $50,000. So work a job, start a business, fucking deliver pizzas. We've all had to eat shit to get our money. Don't spend the money. Try and live cheap. If that's what you're trying to do, like, there's no answer to that, bro. But just work hard, bro. If that's what you meant. I think that's what you meant. Okay, Parker, here you go. I have a 50K portfolio. How do I make $3,000 off that? Easy question, bro. Come on.
Easy, bro. What's the portfolio made up of? Go shop around on their native chains of whatever assets you're looking for. If it's like Solana, Sui, etc. If it's on EVM chains, shop around on VFAT. Find pairings that you already own or with stable coins, and see on nice wide ranges what APRs you can get, and reverse engineer that. You may not have to use all 50K. You may need to.
If Mark, you can just share screen here. This is important. Okay, so again, what he said is very, very true. I love you for this, Parker. Your coins are your coins. Okay, so here's Jesse, right? Again, this is his coins. And really, we're talking about Ethereum and Monad and USDC, right? I don't know, Parker, you like Monad, right? Or you're on the Monad chain. I don't know if you have Monad pools or you're just on the Monad chain.
Specifically for cash flow, I'm not holding it as like a long forever term thing.
Kill. So if we bring that back up, Mark, what we're saying here is you've got a 50K bag. Now, again, these are his coins. So let's just say you had Ethereum and USDT. Let's just hypothetically say that. And you also had Monad and USDC. Currently, right now, this screenshot was taken, I think, 3 or 4 days ago. Currently, right now, if you held these coins, I'm not telling you should do this, but you've already bought the coins anyways if this is your portfolio. He has $20,400 and he's making $2,500. So you've already hit your goal, and you've got 50, you're making $5-6 grand a month. If you had this exact strategy at the current time of recording. If you don't, well, again, you take that portfolio, you plug it in VFAT, and you just start doing the math. You set up a first pool of $50, whatever you're getting paid, you like it, you go heavier. Again, you have the own coins. So it's better if we get questions with what coins we have. But here's a real life example of somebody doing this with $20,000. So hopefully that was helpful, brother. Liking assets. I have 50% in spot, 25% in a training wallet, and 25% in pools. Considering adding more spot to my LPs, what do you think? I mean, what color is the sky? It's up to you, bro. You have a nicely diversified play. I'm guessing you're not thinking about swapping the coins to chase yield. So if you were to ask me and you wanted to make more money, you could go heavier in pools, right? If you don't change the assets, I would be okay with that. If you don't change the assets and you just put in them LP pools, I'll give you a big thumbs up. If we were to start chasing yields like a lot of guys start to do and change the assets to get more yield, I'll give you a thumbs down. Agree?
I text chatted him right back, and if it was me, like you already have the 25% trading, that's active income, right? 25% pools, that's passive income, 50% spot. If you wanted to monetize that, I would just borrow some equity against your long-term bags. Hopefully there's quality stuff in there like Bitcoin, etc., and then use that to just scale your passive income. And then you can focus on continuing to trade and learn that. And then you're not having to touch your spot directly. I think holding your spot is a good thing.
Exactly. This Joseph Green guy is a cool guy, man. He's answering some questions. Respect. Does having bigger pools mean earning covers the fees quicker so I can compound quicker?
I mean, your fees are not like crazy. What? A couple cents to get in? If you're on mainnet, dollar, 75 cents. It's been pretty cheap lately, even on mainnet, just slow.
Yeah, I started.
I think I need to know
Go.
exactly what you mean.
I started two monad, not pools, but monad chain pools, right? And it cost me literally nothing to enter these pools. It was crazy. But I remember when I was monetizing Ethereum and VRA, and this used to be, and I still think you have the thing, if you have less than like 10K, 20K, it's not worth starting pools on Ethereum mainnet. And we're getting a little bit technical here, and that's because the fees when you start claiming stuff is not worth it, right? So most wrapped coins, etc., you can get started for literally less than a penny, less than 2 pence. But what you will need is a lot of guys run into this issue is they don't have monad for gas, right? So you need to make sure you always have at least $5, $10 of this chain of gas, and that'll last you years and years and years and years. Okay, so that's very important. A lot of people pull up to VFAT and say, "Oh, it's not fucking working," and then you just say, "Bro, you got no gas." Okay, you need gas fees. Okay. Thank you, Jake. All we want the best for everyone here. Yes, we do. Good morning. Great advice. GGGG. How do we know what pools are trustworthy? How do we know what pools are
Stick with
trustworthy,
the big name, brand name sites. So like think your Aave, your Uniswap, PancakeSwap, things that have been around multi-cycle when possible, and then focus more on the asset selection. You want the assets that have been around multi-cycle as well, or that you already hold, because you find those trusted platforms and you monetize those. If you're chasing a sketchy asset, then you're yeah, it's GG, because if it rugs, you're screwed. Even if you're on a safe platform, because the risk is that asset going to zero.
Yep. Had good success in LIF Ethereum pool. Nice. Set up my first 3 pools after your stream. Can I ask a couple of questions, bro? Well, you've just wasted one of your questions. Just ask the question, please. But it's good that you took action. So, Parker, we were starting to get a lot of people. I think we had as well the last Sunday stream that we did. Like 3 guys were making $50 a day. So they were taking action on this. And like, all you've lost here is you've sold us your time. Okay? So that's a valuable asset, because that's what we're really trying to buy back our time. Once you know the game of money, like we use money to buy back our time, right? So it's good that you've started to get in the game, right? You've done it for free. So congratulations, keep filling it up. So the guy that just asked that question, ask the question. Don't ask a question about how to ask a question. It would help. So many questionable pills, man. Looking to spend my time I want to. This is exactly what I'm searching for. I'm from Brazil. Good to see. Okay, let's go back to that very first question. We never really answered it. Teach me how to make some money. I have 10K to start. We probably have different answers here, Parker. Maybe we don't. If somebody said to you, Parker, I have $10,000, okay, in cash, and they want to play safe, I'm presuming, what would you tell somebody to do? Now, presuming they want to get in crypto.
Buy a top 5 asset, lend it out, borrow against it, learn to cash flow, learn to create passive income. And once that's working, focus more on your active income. You still got to work harder, bro, because 10K, you got to get more money. So, yep. I mean, that's what I truly believe.
And that's a harsh reality, right? People, and $10,000, if you saved up money, I don't know how you got it, but you probably worked super fucking hard for it, and that's fucking amazing, right? To get $10,000, that's amazing. Okay, you've done super, super well, but like, you still need to keep going, right? Because if we were talking about pools, etc., and everything goes well, and on the top blue chip assets, you make 6 to 12% per month. Let's just say you average 8%. Well, you're making $800, $1,000, which is absolutely fantastic. But really, the real is just go and get yourself another 10. I don't know how long it took. I don't know if you had to work hard from it. If it was in a business, like you just need to get more money. But if we're talking about just crypto investing, well, you now could start 10K pools, etc., if you're okay with doing that in strong assets. And that's going to make you an extra 700, 800, maybe 1.2 in a good month with fees. You now have some leave or work, and you can use that, but also go and do what you did to get the first 10K, and then just keep going and keep going. Usually the breaking point for people is like that. That's why we always talk about this $30,000 to $50,000 crypto portfolio. That's where it starts to do real damage. 10K is great, it's 10K, but it's just going to take you a lot longer. The 30 to 50K plus portfolio is really when you can start to scale this. And the 100K, the 200K plus is like, you've kind of completed life if you want to, right? So go and get yourself another couple of 10 grand.
It compounds well, like that $1,000 a month cash flow you're saying. That compounds really good. But think about if you just swallowed your pride for like a year and you went and just served somewhere a bartender on the weekends, you made an extra grand a weekend or 500 bucks even a weekend. It's like that's an extra 2K a month. So you're outperforming just by working, swallowing pride instead of playing video games. Hey, I've been there. I've done both. I've looked at my Xbox dashboard and seen like, man, if I would have put that 10,000 hours into a fucking entry level job, I'd have 70, 80K. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, definitely just swallowing some pride and getting that active income up first, and then later you can monetize once you have more money than time, you can monetize the money instead. But if you have more time than money, you got to throw some time out there.
But you did also waste 7 hours making a YouTube video, music video yesterday, right? You did do that.
Yeah, but I make money from that.
So see what I mean? Even though he spent the 7 hours, his pool still paid him for the 7 hours. Okay, you didn't have to go like 7 hours is the hard day graph for me back at Domino's and back at Spar. I can't tell you how much fucking graph comes into stacking shelves before you're fucking finally done with this shit, right? And the problem is, if you are stacking shelves at 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old, you can't really just say what else because you have no qualifications, you have no skills. So the fact that he can go and make a 7-hour music video that you should go and watch, he should release it to the public, it's pretty fucking good. I know we fucked up at the start. He got paid to do that.
After the stream.
Stream it after the stream, bro. Give me. I'm not sending you $5.99 to be a channel membership. Just give me the fucking link.
No, it'll be on the live. If people click the live after we're done, I'm just gonna play it. That way, it's not being streamed by your place, restreamed. I'm just gonna stream it.
Got you. But it's an interesting point, right? He wasted 7 hours of his time making a music video, but he also got paid from that. Think about that, right? For normal people, and this is the harsh reality, and once we start thinking about the guys with 30K to 50K portfolios, we're not telling you to give up your jobs, keep grinding hard, but like once you get to that stage, it's like you can still work your job, okay, and still keep doing that, but you can get paid double time, if not more in these portfolios. Wouldn't that be fucking nice? And that's really the main message of this video for most of you guys. Even if you have the 10K portfolio, you can still get paid to do this. You just got to get yourself another 10, another 10, another 10, another 10. Slowly by surely. And he always says win for sure. And I couldn't agree more to that, right? Because we don't have to take the risk on meme coins anymore, right? Because if you do the maths on the amount of people that win meme coin trades and get the 100x's, whatever, it doesn't fucking happen. If you just play crypto for a couple of years with pools, you'll make way more without taking any fucking risk. That's really the main message, man. It's about getting income, getting more assets that you have, and just playing the longer game. Because we're not telling you to give up your jobs. Keep working your jobs. If you want to give up your jobs, once you get to that portfolio level, you can do so. But I would just say, if you think 2026 is going to be some sort of a good year, sideways action, even if it's a bear market or a bull market, whatever, just get yourself some more coins, man. Because Coinbase are going to keep getting more coins, getting more income. Binance is going to do the same. Kraken's going to do the same. We talked about Mr. Monopoly Man before in the Sunday stream. He's going to keep doing the same. All these guys are going to keep doing the same. So why aren't you, instead of paying fees, why don't you get some fees? Why don't you get some fees? You got to have a lot of money in there to make $2,000 a month. Sorry, go on.
No, I'm trying to find this comment in our school group real quick. 1 second. You go ahead.
Okay, so somebody said you got to have a lot of money to make $2,000 per month. Yeah, like we looked at this portfolio here, $20,000, 485, Jesse making 2.5K. If $20,000 is a lot of money to you, which it still is to me, and it still is to a lot of people, it's a lot of fucking chunk of change, but you're missing the point, brother. You're missing the point.
Also, real quick, I'm setting expectations here. There's a lot of people here and guys inside our group that still use like a barbell type method to where they have a 10% like degen bag that they use on memes and stuff, and they make retarded amounts of money. They make retarded amounts of money off that fast tracks everything else. I just don't want to teach that bad behavior because sometimes, and more than likely, you will eventually get burned. But there's guys that put 2 or 3. I've even shown portfolios on my channel once in a while with like $2,000 that's doing like what, like a couple grand a month. Like, but it's not sustainable, or those assets can just tank 80%. But it's still like it's there, so it's not like there's not a way. It's just, I don't want to teach that
because I can show you pools that pay 800%, like 100% per whatever, right, per month, right? The problem with that is you're going to watch the stream late, or you're just going to think that that's what Jake and Parker's invested in, and like then we kind of need it to work for you, right? Because we don't want you to copy our pools, right? We'll show you safe pools like I've showed you here with Jesse, etc. But like you're going to win for sure. I don't want to be the guy that mentions this coin, this pool, if that's your whole $10,000 and you need it to work, because it could work, but it's not going to do you any service. And even if it does work, you're going to find the next meme coin. Eventually, you're going to lose it all anyways. It's a much better way to have main blue asset chips that pay you that, and then you can take riskier bets for free. That's a nice place to be.
Real quick,
Cool.
there's a guy. So I had a comment on the channel just now, and it said I think there needs to be more catering towards the guy stacking shelves at Walmart with $1,000 in savings versus a 40K portfolio guy. I just want to say we have a guy that joined our group like 2 years ago. One of the first guys that I was helping back when it was just Jake pushing the product. Right? His name's Zach. Last name is like I don't really know like if that's a real last name or not. But he said, bro, you're the GOAT. I made around like 1,000 in DeFi fees already. And my Aerodrome liquidity pool, it's paying me $100 every 6 days. And I only have $5,000 in liquidity. And he literally works nights at Walmart. He works nights at Walmart. That's his job. He's just a kid. He's a young guy. He's like 20 years old at the time, if that. And I'm not saying that is life-changing money, but he was making $100 every 6 days off 5K. So he's making like $500 a month off $5,000. And like, that's the game. It was 10% a month. And that's what he was doing. And that, if you're working Walmart, extra $500 a month, bro, that's fucking game changing.
Yeah, it's all relative, bro. It's all relative. It's all fucking relative. Like, it doesn't matter the size of your portfolio. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. I was going to say a funny joke there, but I'll not do it. I'll keep it PG. It doesn't matter the size of your portfolio, right? What matters is playing the longer game, stacking coins and winning for sure. Like, got to come here. Jake is right. I stacked shells for my first job. I'm happy that I was the kind of person, not a thief. Good thing come. Yeah, we all have to start fucking somewhere. Most people, I don't know about you, Parker, but I started stacking shelves, okay? I started stacking shelves and I would deliver fucking dominoes immediately after. But what I came to realize, if I was still doing that, yes, I had a decent income and I was living for fairly cheap. I was living my grand at the time. But there was no way in hell that was going to just beat inflation down the line. There's just no fucking hope. Plus, for me, we talked about my goals relative to your goals. My goals are different than your goals. Maybe the same, maybe you're not. But there was no way in hell I could just go to Thailand next month with Parker and fucking spend 14,500 on a 3-day mastermind. It's impossible, right? So you have to start somewhere. And that goes back to the guy with the 10K port. And if that's what you're doing right now, great. Do it for another fucking year and try and save an extra 10, 15K plus doing pools for this year in 2026. And you'll be amazed. You'll probably have a 40 to 50K portfolio and you'll come back next year and you're one of the guys making 5K per month right now. But you just don't want to fucking do the work. That's the problem. You're trying to find the 10K fucking meme coin play and turn it into $1 million. Just send me the 10K right now and I'll fucking do it myself, bro, because it's fucking a lot better hands than your hands right now. The whole goal is to win for sure. You're not going to win by finding the next meme coin. It's just not going to happen. This 2021 bull run fucking bullshit, it's not the same anymore. Times have fucking changed. And it's all about whether you like us, whether you hate us, doesn't really fucking matter. This is the way where you can win for sure. We don't need to sell you anything. Most of you guys are doing this for free right now. We've got the fucking receipts in the chat. Go and do it. That's all you really need to understand, that you can do this right fucking now. And most of you guys have a portfolio. Even if it's 5,000, even if it's 10,000, it might be $1 million. It's all relative. Okay, it's not a dick measuring competition. It's about your fucking journey and your journey alone. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. There's guys in my group making more than me. Like, good for them. Yeah. There's Parker, me. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. What matters is you and your fucking future. Because in 30 years' time, 40 years' time, we're fucking going to be dead. So it doesn't fucking matter, bro. What matters is you and taking care of your family and fucking buying the Lamborghini, buying the house, buying your brother a car, freeing up your mom's time, getting her to quit her job. Your goals are your goals. My goals are not your goals. Parker's goals are not my goals. Maybe they are. I don't know. But it's all about you, bro. So nobody else is going to help you bar yourself. So we can just give you the advice and tell you what we're doing, not financial advice. It's just what we are doing. It's what's working well right now. If something changes, something changes. But I don't see this game changing. And my whole goal is to, and Parker's goal is to just give you the fucking advice and you can go and take it away whether you like us or you don't us, but at least you'll make some money. That's really it. Anything else? Oh, he's locked in. He answered.
That's GG for me, bro.
GG. Any last questions? We've got 3 minutes left. If anybody has,
how do you handle those situations like drawdowns? I mean, I'm set so wide on most of my stuff that it literally doesn't matter. And I think that's part of getting to the equity curve where you've been through all the chop and you're used to it and you're in safe assets. Like I said, I'm not really in any bullshit. So it's like I'm not going through a 90% loss. But I mean, outside of suing, basically. Like it's just I've zoomed out. I'm focused on the long-term picture. And so say it took 2 years to get back to a high, it's like I'm going to be okay because even if I'm printing 80%, I almost double my bag every year if we just go sideways. And so there's a lot of people talking about like, oh, it's not that much, like you're not making enough. And it's like, well, first off, these APRs are low compared to what they are often have been, or like in bull market territory. But I'm still like doubling the portfolio every year without even any price appreciation. So
The problem is, man, the problem is like you just think of like I don't know why it's just this niche, this cryptocurrency niche where we're all in 2021 smoking our opium pipe. Where like we're saying you can get 60, 70, 80% per year and it's not enough. It's not enough to maybe the guy with $500, but you have to understand is what other options have you got? Let's say you're Joe Schmo with 10K portfolio, right? Which is absolutely great. You're doing better than most people, right? Where can you go? Realistically, where'd you go with 10K and if you want to make money, right? The best way would be to start a business. Let's be honest. That's the only fucking way that you chance. But if you're a normal person, you're talking about investments, where do we go? Well, we can go in the UK, we have like an NSI account and they'll pay you like 3 to 4% per year. Okay, so you make nothing and you still lose to inflation, so you can't go there. Do you invest in the S&P? Well, no, you can't go there. You're still going to fucking lose. Do you go to real estate? Well, what are you going to do with that money? You can't go there. Like, there's nowhere else you can go. And if you believe in cryptocurrency, it's a Brucey bonus, and that's you probably like you obviously do if you're watching this video, and especially this far in our live stream. There's nowhere else that you can go. But if we say or you say that 60, 70, 80% is not enough, like what fucking pipe are you smoking, bro? There's no fucking chance for you, bro. Like there's zero chance at all if you're trying to chase fucking stupid. Like you might as well just fucking burn the money, bro, because you're going to get burned yourself. There's no other returns that you can really get that comes close to this. Because remember, you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin.
I vividly remember one friend. It was like right before the big pump on like ETH and stuff in 2023. I was trying to convince one of my friends that had a little bit saved up so hard that they're like 10, 20K in Ethereum. And he was like, no, because if it doubles, then I'm only going to make 10K and then I'm going to get taxed. I'm only going to make 5K. Like he just made a million excuses. And I was like, so you're just saying no to money? Like either way, like you just don't want to make any money. It's not enough. Like doubling your bag isn't enough. And then paying tax, it's just not worth it. Like, okay.
You know what he needs to do?
Go home.
You know what he needs to do?
And he, what's that?
You know what he needs to do? Last thing, he needs to roll the dice.
That?
He doesn't want remember the dice, the die?
You won't roll the dice,
we're setting out here
life
rolling,
is
just trying to
risky.
find greens.
What is that, Jim Rohn? He says life is risky.
We're trying to find greens, right? And your mate is the goal of the fucking dice story at the start is to keep playing the game. If you keep playing the game, you're going to find more greens on that fucking die or dice, right? Your mate that you just talked about, he looks at you getting all these greens and how you built up your portfolio, making all this per month, growing a YouTube channel, and he doesn't even want to play the game. Do you understand? So you got to keep rolling that dice, because if you don't want to roll, you don't want to play, and you're never going to fucking get in the game. And our goal is not to find green sides all the time. Our goal is to keep playing so we can find more green sides and get rid of all the red sides. Eventually.
Yeah. Turn it up. Money don't sleep. We do it different. Yeah. Fast car, money move, wrist froze, on chain too. Bad ones in the cool. Why the capital circulate? We don't lose. Late nights, liquidity, private keys, security, life good, yo steady. Money working while she next to me. Pull up clean, city glow, engine roar portfolio. She like vibes, I like flow. Every dollar gotta know where it go. Bank slow, I move fast. Phone buzz, yield in the past. Did the work, then the craft. Now the money double back like that. New watch, but I didn't splurge. Ran the plate, then I reimbursed. Assets first, then the urge. If it don't multiply, it don't deserve. They chase highs, I chase dreams. They want love, I build machines. Fast car, money move, wrist froze, chain two, bad ones, in the cool. While the capital circulate, we don't lose. Late nights, liquidity, private keys, security, life good, yield steady. Money working while she next to me. Self-custody, no leash, every move signed by me. Wrist defined, rules clean. I don't gamble, I scheme. Lend it out, bring it home. Borrow smart, never overloan. While we toast, funds grow. Different lifestyle when the cold runs slow. They talk price, I talk flow. They need banks, I don't know. Whole system in my phone. If it's locked, I leave it alone. Money in motion, that's the way. If it's idle, it's a way. Fast car, money move, on chain life, no excuse. Private plays, private views. We don't wait, we execute. Yeah, fast car, money move. You'll stay up, never lose. Luxury and latitude. Money moves how I choose. Lifestyle funded by systems. Welcome to the other side. We're live. Yeah. Turn it up. Money don't sleep. We do it different. Yeah. Fast car, money move, wrist froze, on chain too. Bad ones